4 versus 4, and it is going down on a random map as well. So let's have a look, see at what we got going on. Nice big map, got a bit of water in the middle, and we have a little bit of reclaim, 10k around the map to be precise. It's all mostly in the middle here, ready to be fought over, so that's all well and good. And we'll get ourselves an introduction of the players on the teams in a second. We will have Team 1 at the top here and Team 2 at the bottom. And, well, let's just get into the introductions anyway. So first off, for Team number 1 over here on the far left-hand side in cyan, it is the Shiny Shooter. And the Shiny Shooter is UEF. He's stepping out his first factory there, getting a bit of adjacency for this mix. Up from him in the red colour further back here, it is Surfer. Surfer is Aeon. He's grabbing double adjacency with a pair of mass extractors close to his factory. And third on team number 1, all the way up here, another UEF player. This time it is Ionic. Ionic has got himself the yellow colour, and he's doing the as usual thing, pop down the mass extractors and slap up a hydro. And finally, for team number 1, over on the far right hand side, it is Kolsar Firelord, who's also UEF. So there are 3 UEF players on team number 1 and a single Aeon. Not very much in the way of racial diversity there. You racist bastards. Alright, let's have a gander at team number 2 then. And first off, team 2, over on the right hand side, oh look, it's another UEF. What is going on here? It is the Black Rabbit. Black Rabbit is orange and he's getting his hydro up there as we speak. Behind him, down here in the lavender colour, first Cybrid of the day, and this is the Claw, who is already walking his commander towards the middle to try and get some of that lovely reclaim we mentioned beforehand. He wants to go get some. Third player for team number 2, another Cybrid. Here we go. So this is Silent Scourge 69. Just gonna go with Silent Scourge for this one. Anyway, as I said, light blue Cybrid, and finally in the standard blue colour, over on the left hand side, it's a Seraphim. So Hot Bird Noob is the final player to wrap up this day. So we have 3 UEF and 1 Aeon for team number 1, and then we have 2 Cybrid, 1 UEF and 1 Seraphim for team number 2. So team 2 going with a bit more diversity in their racial profiles there, and profiles. God, that sounds bad. Anyway, they have more diversity with what they have. Right, got some labs coming out from the Black Rabbit, so he wants to be annoying with some units. We see here that the Claw has already got up with his commander and is starting to build up these front mass extractors. He's the first one to reach an expansion. It does make him a little bit slower in his base and getting some units out. The other guys have units on the ground already, but it does mean he's going to get that eco just a touch earlier. It could be interesting. Right, let's have a focus on the right hand side, because that's where the first action is likely to be. These labs coming out from the Black Rabbit, and it's just labs all day. There's one scout coming along with them, but looks like they are going to see if they can find an engineer to harass. They would be better off being sent up this way, where there's actually some engineers that they could go and kill. They keep traversing the vertical direction up here. All they're going to run into is a commander sitting and loitering. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that Kolsar's staying in his base for the moment. He should be considering moving on out. Okay, he is absolutely stalling on power. He's built himself 5, or maybe not. I'll double check that. Nope, not stalling on power, but he's certainly surviving off his teammates there and trying to get the hydro done. Reclaim is supporting him. Their factory is popping out units now, and this is the wrong order. Upgrade to T2 first, then build your storage. Every time. T2 first, then storage. Now then, those labs we talked about, they have reached the back now, and they have skimmed on past a couple of engineers here. Looks like they're going to keep walking around towards the back. There's going to be at least one dead engineer out of these 2, I would think. If this lab stays around, it might be able to pick one off. There we go. In fact, it does. Guess 1 engineer, second engineer going to go down. There is a scout that has died to commander. 2 engineers up, sorry, 2 labs up this way. Killed this engineer, stop that mass extractor from building, and now they're just continuing their wandering around and looking at trying to kill what they can. Another under threat engineer, and down that goes, now working on the mass storage. So some nice little lab play there from the Black Rabbit. He's been particularly annoying, just killing off a few engineers, and that is put Kolsar a little bit on the back foot. Although he's got these tanks out now, they'll be take care of them. Quick check on the other side of the map, and we have some raiding going on from Hot Bird Noob, throwing us some Thams, and it is a Tham and a Striker, and they're playing a game of Fuck the Ground. Question is, who can damage the ground the most, and they're really going for it. Unfortunately, the game is interrupted by a third party in the form of some more tanks. They were having a nice little game trying to decide who could do the most damage, and is ruined. I am full of disappointment, and my day is ruined. Anyway, That's the end of that little raid coming out from Hotbird Noob. Doesn't get anything much done on Shiny Shooter. I hear commander action. And that's the claw in the middle with his commies looking to claim this expansion here. And that's a naval factory queued up. So that's coming from Ionic. He's decided he wants to actually claim this middle pond. And maybe could certainly do a bit of area denial with some cruisers. Those TAC missiles might have a decent range. I'm not sure. What size map are we? 20 by 20? Yeah, so they might just hold off this inner area perhaps, but I don't maybe be able to reach these expansions. We'll have to wait and see. That's quite an ambitious idea to go for. And speaking of commanders, Ionic has moved up all the way up with his, and he's now facing off against the Claw. There's com on com action, and there are some units back here that the Claw can call into support, but he's deciding to drop them back and not worry about it, because it's not worth throwing them away just yet, because all Ionic has to do is kill them, then drop them to the water, and he will be fine. But we have some units coming over here from Colsar Firelord. They've decided to just completely bypass Black Rabbit, and they're looking to do a wee bit of run by in the middle section here, which they may well do. They're going to kill off a couple of engineers. There we go, a couple of dead engineers, and they can probably finish off that mass extractor. They certainly got enough numbers to do so on the way past. And will they get far enough away from these mantis to do any extra damage? Well, there's a radar down here they might be able to pick off, and another engineer if they can actually squeeze on through. The mantis have gone the wrong way around the hill, and they've actually let these guys streak on past, and looks like they will. They're going to get over here. There's a engineer that's in trouble. There's a radar that's definitely going to go down, but they have been caught up. They are heavily damaged as well. These tanks have all had a good run with opposing units, and well, they're not stopping. They're just being opportunistic at the moment. They're just going to keep on moving, and whatever they come across, they come across. Maybe they kill something else, maybe they don't, but Colosar's obviously given them a move order and is probably forgotten about them. Right then, we have T2 has completed with Colosar and is looking to move up and build some kennels. Yes, he's building kennels. Strange choice. Most people start with a point defense because that's usually what you need. Plenty of T2 upgrades going all on around place. We've got T2 going on for Ionic there. We've got T2 going down for the Claw. Down this direction though, all the way over the left, I can hear a gun comm, and that is Hotbird Noob. He's got a serum from Gun Commander, and he's deciding he wants to move up and push this direction. Over here, T2 upgrade going down for the Shiny Shooter, and he could be in trouble if he is spotted by Hotbird. Does he have any idea whatsoever? No, he doesn't. It is not even a point defense or anything, and if he gets this way, there's going to be problems for Shiny Shooter because T2 requires a bit of time for setup. Got to be able to throw down those point defense and everything to try and squeeze, you know, get a nice area defense thing going up. Now comes along and unit on unit. Let's see how this is going to play out. Hotbird Noob does have his commander in the area. He's going to thin out those numbers quite well, and I wonder if as soon as he realizes that this is a commander standing still, whether he would focus. And yeah, here we go, the focus is on, but T2 is just about done, and that's going to give the Shiny Shooter a bit more extra health. And well, I think Hotbird Noob is going to have to consider falling back because he is out of units and now he's getting surrounded. If he stays here, all that's going to happen is he's going to be giving a free kill to the Shiny Shooter. He's not even going for the Triad, and he's just taking far too much damage right now. He needs to focus down the units, get a rank of veterancy or something like that. Actually, the much better idea. And now the T2 point defense is down. Sorry, is completed, not down, it's been placed down and completed, and Hotbird needs to get the heck out of dodge. In fact, he needed to get out some time ago, or at least focus down the units. Good evening, Altizen. Nice to see you. So that is a fight going on there, and this could be a problem actually. Hotbird Noob is looking very, very unhealthy, and he's trying to kill off as many units as possible. He's bringing in his own, but the Shiny Shooter is absolutely chasing him down. He doesn't want to give up on this, and he looks like he might actually get the kill. He does have overcharge, he has plenty of health, and that is Hotbird Noob very, very dangerously low. He's run out of units to kill. He's not going to get himself any ranks of veterancy, and now Shiny Shooter is going to keep on pushing, and why not? He's going to get Hotbird here, or not. Pulls away at the last moment. Shiny Shooter decides, yeah, maybe I don't want to do a trade at this particular point in the game. He had Hotbird Noob dead to rights for the amount of damage and health he's got left, and now, well, he could set up in this area, slaps down a radar, he could pop down a T2PD maybe quickly and get some kind of defenses going there. In fact, T2PD first, but that was very close. Well, Hotbird, he was down to around 300-400 health. Very close indeed. Okay, this direction we have the Navy has started. We've got some units coming down through the side from the Surfer, trying to do a bit of a run by. They will be met by units from the Silent Scourge. They won't get too much further than that. This direction, the Claw has got T2 on his comm, and he's slapping down a T2 PD. And probably, yeah, plenty of time to do that. His T2 PD has already been placed down by Ionic. He has actually been ahead of the game. Looks like he's in a better position for the moment up this direction. And what have we got here? This is Pulsar has been ousted. So he was trying to build, looks like some point defense finally, but he's just not got enough, and he's now being shooed back by Black Rabbit. A Black Rabbit with his gun comm. Pulsar is T2, and Black Rabbit now has claimed this area for his own for now. Some supporting units are coming over from Ionic, and Pulsar could think about moving over, and perhaps trying to re-establish with the support from Ionic. But if we have a check back over on this side, we've got T1 Mobile Arty taking out a point defense there. That's not very nice, but then again, whoever said they had to be nice, they're just doing a job is done. Up this side, and here we go, it is the shiny shooter, and he is camping himself in. Getting T2 PD, and looks like he's getting a bit of a creep on, so now Hotbird needs to try and figure out what he's going to do. And I don't know if Nano Repair is the answer. Tech needs to be the answer. He's got Tech here actually. And he could think about popping out something to be problematic for this, which would be mobile missile launchers. Grab your commander up the front of them to be defensive unit who can hold off a good band of T1 before he gets through. And then mobile missile launcher away. Over here, there we go, those units that came over from Ionic to help out Pulsar, they have pushed right on forward and trying to do as much damage as they can to the Black Rabbit's items, but support has come over from the Claw as well, and that is going to be the end of this push coming on through. And Pulsar hasn't tried to reclaim his area. He's decided to slap down a kennel. Strange choice, a little bit of extra willpower, but that seems to be his choice to make. And these units down here ain't going to get much more done. Have a check in the middle, and we are upgrading towards T2. Of course we are, because that's what you do when you realize you own the water. Push coming up here from the left hand side, Silent Scourge moving on up, and he's going to knock out a few T1 mass extractors. That one has actually done a bit of an upgrade and a good bit of distance through. Now we've got some T2 Blazers coming in, and this T1 army is going to have a bad time trying to face off against all of those. They're going to get wiped off the face of the planet. Blazers just too strong for T1. Over this direction, you can see that the PD creep from Shiny has now cleared this area out. In addition with these units, they have moved in to mop up what the point defense cannot reach, and now it is Shooter grabbing all the reclaim in here, all that stuff to get. Nano Repair still on the way for Hotbird. He's really determined to get that going. He's trying to get power. That's why he is got power issues, and power issues mean you have mass issues. He should be pausing all of this to try and sort that out. He needs to be given E from somebody, because right now he is just struggling. Getting close to getting that done, but he's using so much power for this. 300 on the comm, 150 for each of these engineers. He's got about 8 of it doing it, so that is just not good, and more energy being used here. He just simply does not have enough T1 power. What was he planning to run that all on? Anyway, that is getting gradually closer, very, very slowly. Right, let's check out just what's going on elsewhere. T1 bomber comes on through, no dramas. Looks like that T1 bomber actually came up this way and killed off a bunch of engineers, because that's what you do. And this is a cruiser. Cruiser is coming off the line first, and that's going to be a problem for all sorts of people. Over this direction, we can see Surfer has ranged gun on his commander, plus sensors, so he can see a whole lot, and he can shoot at it too. Doesn't need radar when he's a walking mini Omni. Alright, Nano Repair is done for Hotbird, and now he's got some extra health and some extra regen. He could give himself a fighting chance. And now that he's actually got his power back, we can see, there we go, he's actually got 35 mass income, so a bit better. Gonna grab some attack defense down, apparently that's what he wants to get, because hello, incoming towards his base, and he's gonna want to get his commander over this way to help out. Definitely needs to come through and try and stop this from becoming an absolute rout, but he's sitting still for the moment as these units are all up in the Silent Scourge's base. They're going directly, nope, they're turning around. This would be an ideal time for Hotbird Noob to go on over with his commander, must have overcharge, surely. There we go, we do have an energy storage here, so he's got at least one overcharge, and he can use that to kill off all of these, get himself some ranks of veterancy, would be ideal, and that'll give him some extra health, extra regen, would be grand. Get your overcharge on, buddy. There we go, there's an overcharge, knocks out a few units over there. That's just what he needs to clean that up, and does get himself the rank of veterancy, which is once again going to help out with that. What was that? Random T1 ID. But he is good now and can clean up that push. In the meantime, over on the right hand side, another big push coming through from the Ionic. He has managed to get some units wandering right behind the base of the Black Rabbit, and they are, well, they stopped and started trying to kill things. They have already taken out a T2 PG down there. Couldn't quite finish off the HQ. I think that would have been a good grab and been fun. But what is going on up here? Black Rabbit, even while they're all everything was going on the other side of the map, Black Rabbit has pushed right on up directly into Kolsar's base with his gun comm and nothing doing. Kolsar's down here with his commander, and he is looking at trying to build, albeit incredibly slow. He's got four triads and a single clink hammer, so he's got literally 4 base here, and that's basically all he's got left. But a couple of factories up here. He's got some PGs, he's got a few T1 mixes, but it's going to take him ages to do anything with that. And here we go. Here is the threat of cruisers in the middle being problematic, but this direction also being problematic is Hotbird. With that mana repair and with the veterancy, he's actually got quite a bit of health, but he cannot stand here for long taking all of that fire. He needs to get the heck out of dodge. Those triads will just still make a mockery of his health. 1, 2, 3 triads back there. He needs to keep running away. He's very, very low. That's not looking great for his health. Taking too much triad fire there. Although if he can get out of range of the triads and start doing some overcharges, kill off a bunch of these units, he should be right. Ilshivers and T2PD to his rescue perhaps. 3,000 health, he should be okay. Now there's the Ilshivers and the T2PD in range. There should be no dramas whatsoever. Unfortunately, these Vipers over here that were supporting from Scourge, they're going to die a horrible death because they just simply have no defense against all of that. Okay, check back over this side, and here is another issue. It has been Surfer. Surfer has bypassed his direct opponent per se and swapped over this direction, looking to make an annoyance out of himself at the Claw. The Claw though does have a C1 PD sitting right there. That has absolutely saved the day. 4 kills, plenty of damage, and Surfer is going to need to think about falling back before he goes much further up. Alright, mobile missile launchers, and they're having to go with the base that belongs to Ionic down here, who's tried to throw up some attack defense, which has actually worked. However, I don't know what is actually being attacked here by the Claw. I think it's half and half at the moment. Oh, there's a big... what the hell was that? Some critical hit? I didn't see anything that's... Maybe it was the pigeon? I don't know, but it all just suddenly died. All at once. And there we go, big push coming in from Ionic, bunches and bunches of T1 mobile RC. And they will be able to do some good damage, because it just takes a while for them to die from Cerberus turrets, and they will be able to chop down those shields very, very quickly. Up this direction we can see there's still a cruiser about. In fact, there is just the one cruiser, so something happened to them, and I'll wager it was the T2 artillery. But right here, this position is absolutely done for, and the Claw has to fall back. He cannot stay there with his comm in the face of bunches of T2. Surfer come down as one, and plenty of T1 mobile RT just being annoying. Just annoying enough to take things away. So Claw broken from this position, 2 versus 1 right here, and he is done for. But over this direction, it is the Black Rabbit, and he has just finished the wipe of Kolsar's main base. There's cool mixer down, the structures are down, those comms here with T2, he's building some more PD, he's got some flak up there as well, so he's okay in the case of airfight. Doesn't have any shields though, probably wants to think about doing that next, but my word, he has extended way far forward. And let's see what we've got here. The Claw's been pushed back, the units being sent over from the Black Rabbit to help out, going to clean that area out. Units coming over from Silent Scourge as well, and Surfer has to get himself out of the way under there. He needs to not get caught by all of this ground forces. And Kolsar looked like he was going to move somewhere, change his mind, he's gone back. But he can do without any kind of power. He does have a T2 mix which is going to die, and a T1 mix is going to die, and a few more over there. And this lot coming from the Black Rabbit, they now have the opportunity to push right into the base of Ionic. The last thing he wants is a bunch of ground units coming to where he has no ground defense. He's going to need some more air to try and take care of those. T1 bombers are out, but there's T2 in the mix. It's going to take a while to crinkle those down. In the meantime, they have going to have a great run against Ionic space and do a bunch of damage. The middle though is solely in command of team number 1. That's cruisers are there, the hover coming in from the surfer, and this 4 base here is quite solid. It's not going anywhere. Despite there being a good push coming from Silent Scourge, they're going to have to drop back in the base to some T2 PDs, a whole bunch of T1 RD. Just not really going to happen. And here we go, up this direction. The units are not quite being utilized efficiently by the Black Rabbit. There's a bunch of guys doing nothing here. They're too far away to hit anything. Going to kill off one Mass Extractor. Needs to get these down a lot closer to the, although they do need to be cautious of the T1 PD, but even so, sitting up here doing nothing, you might as well go throw yourselves at the PD and get something done. But they are having to go at the base that belongs to Ionic and just knocking off a few things, move on down, do some more damage. There we go. Up this direction, more units coming up, but they are being dissuaded from forward movement by some Blazers and Surfer as well. And still, there we go. So if units did come down, they're going to run, like I said, that T1 PD, and they need to focus down something. Pick a target, any target, and kill it. As is, they are looking to try and kill, oh, the pillars would be alright, so hitting that. The shots do go over things if their shots didn't happen to be hitting T1 storage. So that's going to actually keep the point defense alive long enough. That's going to be able to finish off the rest of them. So a good push, plenty of units, but unfortunately did not get as much done as they could have. As focus down the point defense first, and then each of the Mass Extractors could have been a different story. Focus is the name of the game, and now though this point defense is going to have a grand old time. This is all T1 doing their thing. That's going to survive a lot longer. 17 kills, rank of veterancy, and still going. 19 kills now. And it is just absolutely laughing at all of these. Okay. Failed push from the Black Rabbit. Got a lot less done than he should have. Right arrow cruisers in the middle. Just a pair of 1, 2, 3 cruisers coming on through, and their attack missiles are just, well, most of the attack missiles are getting through, but then there's those ones that are playing a grand old game of fuck the ground because they want to hit the hill. And hit the hill they are, because that is just terrible. Alright. Zappers are plenty going up this way, trying to stop those from getting on through. A ground push coming up this way as well. Silent Scourge with his rhinos trying to take out the blazes that belong to Surfer. Why not? They're there, and Surfer himself just about caught. I feel like maybe that was closer than it ought to have been. Maybe he got surprised by the rhinos, who knows, but he is full of water and he needs to get away and get out of that. Left hand side, and we have some T2 PD, a bunch of T2 PD, and they're going to need it because those are Percivals. Shiny Shooter has made the transition to T3, and Hotbird Never's going to want to overcharge something because otherwise those Percivals are just going to wreck through this base. The shield's going to go down. It's going to be not much left. Where's your overcharge, buddy? No, not firing. Your overcharge. Those are Percivals. You're going to want to overcharge them as much as possible. Don't stand your Percy still because T1 artillery will absolutely just bombard them to doom. You can't stand still. Having said that, the Percys are looking like they were going for the T2 archers over here, but they're going to have to fall back and not get any further. But this is the current state of the game. There's so many attack missiles coming in, but there's plenty of zappers now. They're not going to get through without extra support, and extra support being more cruisers, which are being built. Alright, over this direction, speaking of attack missiles, just beside this lot, there is a whole bunch, of Vipers, and anything you can do, I can do better, says the Claw, and he opens up. Looks like he's going to break that shield very shortly, and that means the Buzzkill is going to go down. It cannot handle that many Vipers, but the Vipers are now under threat from the air, and there's no flak around, so those T1 bombers have got all the time in the world to do that. And there we go, the Vipers have broken through, they've killed off the Buzzkill, and they can move on to other targets now if they want. But sitting still and caught by units coming over in support from Ionic, he's grabbed some T1 mobile arty, and between those and the T1 bombers, all these Vipers and Rhinos are just, oh, they're just crunched basically. Okay, and speaking of things getting crunched by attack missiles, the Claw, he did have something resembling a little 4 base here, but so many attack missiles coming on in. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruisers, well, 6th one just off the conveyor belt, and they have pretty much said no. No buts or maybes, they have just turned around and said no to the spot. Zapper just simply cannot contend with that many cruisers. I think you'd need probably at least, I don't know how many zappers you'd need to actually try and fend off that many cruisers. Maybe 6 zappers, 1 per cruiser, but whatever the case is, he doesn't have it. And shield or no, he cannot stay there. Right, over the side we can see just exactly what this T2RT has done to the base belonging to the shiny shooter. He was trying to get a stabber share, but the T2RT just says no. But that is not what the shiny shooter is all about. He has moved into the T3 phase, and with Percival's coming off the line, that is something Hotbird needs to be concerned about. And he's still firmly in the T2 stage. He's trying to get to T3 at the moment, trying to get some upgrades on his mixes as well. Alright, Silent Scourge is doing alright for himself. He's doing another push up this way, but his rhinos are, well, they outperform Blazers nice and easy. But the problem is there's some T2 PD back here, there's some shields coming over to help as well, and that is going to cause problems for the rhinos. And this is a battle they are going to lose. Corsair says hello a little bit before flying over some flak. Going to take a bunch of damage from there. Look at this. And these ones, wow, another pair of Corsairs. Maybe they're going for the point defense, who knows? Those cruisers know, because they intercepted. I saw those missiles come out, killed both those Corsairs at once. No dice on that front. Let's check over on the right hand side. We still have the Black Rabbit camped firmly up in this direction, trying to get another shield gen up, because this one has dropped off by the look of it, whether it's power related or the shield has gone. I am not sure. There's no... Has he turned it off? Maybe he turned it off, I don't know. Either way, it's dead. Yeah, nothing's happening there. Shield trying to pop back on. This one here going up fast, so that means it was power related. So Rabbit having a power stall, last thing he needs when he's trying to build more shields against the RD down here. And yeah, this is what has come from Colsar Firelord being left alone, although it's just a couple of T2RDs. He's actually getting hit from a few different angles. A couple of T2RD down here also bombing away, and a T2RD up here from the Black Rabbit. So having a bit of a standoff AIDA war over this direction, just having to go at each other. Units pouring on down from Ionic though. This is a lot of T1 artillery, but they're running into it is probably the best unit to kill them with, and that is a brick. Outranges them, rapid fire, kills them off nice and easy in a few shots. Yeah, brick is ideal for killing T1 artillery. Does a great job. But still though, those TAC missiles, and look at them go. Your TAC missiles would be a lot more scary if they weren't all hitting this hill. Right. The ground. Seems like though Ionic has actually figured it out, and there we go, they have relocated to try and do something else. I am curious actually, what kind of range do they have? Oh, that's a lot of range. Okay, that's a bit further than I thought they would be. They can just reach the edge of this base down here. They can reach all of this over here. Massive area denial of those things. Right, over this direction we see, and this is T3. Harbingers have come to say hello to the Black Rabbit, and he does have some triads. He's going to need to think about not staying there too much longer. T3 units are usually a sign of don't leave your comm at the front. Next it'll be sniper bots, T3 artillery, perhaps even T3 air, and in which case you're going to have a terrible time. So movement in the general direction of a way would be the best advice I could give to Black Rabbit right now. Over this direction you can see that Colsar is trying to rebuild slowly. On what eco, I'm not sure. I guess it's these two up here. He's really just trying to get some kind of defenses down, but he's not going to have much luck because, you know, he's T2ID hitting his position and he's just not looking very healthy and happy at the moment at all. But also in danger is, there we go, the Black Rabbit. He's figured it out and he is walking away. He's going to need to walk away a little bit faster than that because of the spam coming in from Ionic. So having said that, there might be a bit of spam, but it is most likely not going to get too much done. There's some bricks shattering them, taking out extra damage, and this is Colsar. Looks like Black Rabbit is tired of Colsar's existence and has decided to remove him from it. Plenty of T2 around there, no gun comm, kaboom! Down goes Colsar. The problem is, his death took a huge number of units with him, and the Black Rabbit can't really stay around there, especially as you've got Harbingers coming in. He probably wanted to keep those units alive. Let's be told. Alright, what are these cruisers doing? Well, these cruisers are just saying no to this section here, and a couple of sniper bots moving very, very close to this section. A very strange decision, because if they're close, they're dead. They're not very strong. They've got 500 health, which is, well, it's not very much at all, really. But there's so many attack missiles. Again, now have a look at that. The cruisers have all grouped up over this side. There's 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 cruisers. And they are lobbing the attack missiles in a steady stream. Just look at that. Constant missiles flying out from the background, and they are just demolishing this base with the amount. So many attacks. Alright. And what's going on here? There we go. I did mention the Black Rabbit needed to evacuate faster. Caught up by the Harbingers from Surfer. And they have done the job eventually. Unfortunately, had his units over here. Over there is no good. They need to be over this direction to help suppress what was a large Harvey army. Guncom or no, T3 units are still a danger to a commander. And sorry for missing that, folks, but it was definitely the Harveys coming from Surfer that have done the deal. Okay, units are here and units are here. They're pushing on down. What is left? A shiny shooter. Let's build an experimental. Oh, Fatboy. Fatboy isn't a bad option. If there were more T2 artillery here, it might be a bad option though, because they would be able to dominate it out of the ground. There is T3 on the ground as well. Percival's there lined up for a shiny shooter. They're ready to go. Harbingers are pushing on down now from Surfer as well. And what kind of answer does what bird have? Well, he's got kind of, well, not much. Really not much. Not even starting the experiment. We've got a few T1 bombers out. They're going to be, well, they're not going to be too much use. Over this direction, some T2 units, and they're going to say hello to the Harbingers. Maybe, or they're going to drop back perhaps, let the Harveys run into all of this. Useful to try and combine that together. Down this direction, it is, well, there's a monkey coming up with Silent Scourge. He's trying to build one. Monkey also being built by the Claw. It's half done. Force Commander is up the front here, needs to be a wee bit careful. You see Brooks are doing defensive duty on the right hand side, and they need to swing a bit further to the right. Maybe clean up some of these T3 units of their own. Let the, well, you can't really let these guys get much further, although those guys can be taken out by some rhinos. This should be okay. So many. And that's actually a T3 upgrade on the Naval Factory. I was wondering if he was going to build something else. Well, something else means T3. 60% of the way through, and he's got so many cruisers. It really is just constant tech spam. Very hard to defend against that kind of thing. Right, this direction you can see the Harbingers have arrived, and they've arrived at a terrible time because there's T2 PD, shields, and units on the ground, which means they will just get picked off quite nicely, especially at that long range. They're not even close. Over just near those, some Titans are coming for a rush on in. Maybe they're going to try and sneak on past, which in actuality they're going to get through. Not much on the ground to stop them. Some T1 bombers going to say hello though, and that'll be alright. They'll do a bit of extra damage there, throwing out what they got. First Titan takes a face full of payload, and shield's gone half health. That shield regenerates so very, very quick. If you don't have constant damage, and yeah, strat bombs come on in from Silent Scourge. Unfortunately, friendly fire. I think they actually killed off the mass extractor, not anything else. And the Fatboy has arrived, and there we go. Fatboy's doing the damage, all the damage, and the T2 artillery is down. And now the question is, what is there to stop the Fatboy? Well, the answer is not very much. Definitely nothing much on the ground from Hotbird. He is, well, he's just got issues. So, Monkey Lord completed just in time by Silent Scourge. Just going to be able to hoover up those Titans nice and neat before they can get too much done, presuming it can actually hit them. There we go. Some bit of tracking, and the Titans got nothing done on Silent Scourge's base, but that is fine. Another Monkey on the way from Scourge, and the Claw finishes his own Monkey Lord, so he can now push up with that and start doing something nasty. Just sit there contemplating life's choices. I think he's just thinking about it. That's fine. up this direction, and we have bricks in the middle. They are taking down the Harbinger, and they're going to kill off the T1 artillery as well. Got to be careful about where they move though. So many attack missiles, they simply cannot sit still. They'll get bombarded by those cruisers and have a terrible day, but this is where the story is at the moment. It is a fat boy on the left hand side, and it is just absolutely wreaking havoc onto the main base of Hotbird, and he can't afford to lose any of that. He needs to keep things alive, and here we go, the monkey is coming up, being supported by some bricks. T3 coming down from surf below, some Harbingers up this way, and they're not going to last long against the monkey, but the idea is to keep them, use them to keep the monkey at bay long enough that the fat boy can run away. But the fat boy, I don't think they have noticed there's a monkey on his doorstep, which means fat boy dead. Fat boy is not going to get away from this. As soon as you see those riot guns, that is too close for anything, and the fat boy is doomed. The monkey's going to get a nice kill there. Rank of veterans will be handy, and you can then clean up the rest of this business. Nice and simple. Percy's going to go down to that giant laser beam. Got Harbingers behind, but they're going to be cleaned up by these bricks as well as the monkey having a good old go. And there we go, that is that push done, plus a bunch of... What happened to the fat boy reclaim? It died. Did the reclaim get destroyed by the monkey walking over it? Oh dear. That's not good. That's not how it works. Lost the fat boy reclaim thanks to monkey. That is not good. And what is there to stop the monkey? Well, the answer is not a lot. No units on the ground over there. Got some sniper bots coming over from Surfer wanting to be handy. Another fat boy on the way, but it's going to go slowly. Do they even have Omni? Can they see the monkeys? He does have Omni back here, so as soon as it crosses that red line, the monkey will be spotted. And it will be time, game over from that right hand side. What is this? Support commanders, we're okay. Thought maybe they were a con, but no, they're just support commanders. And I say just, but yeah, the support commanders are still pretty beefy. And when you throw down a bunch of T1 PD and some Ravagers, looking like he's wanting to hold that section for as long as possible. Good times. Reclaim dying is quite the bullshit. No, I don't think it's a bug. I know experimentals, when they walk around, they do damage where they walk on. So it's not a bug. It is deliberate. You can walk over units and kill them. You can walk over buildings and kill them. They absolutely do damage where they stamp on. So I'm thinking, because I wasn't really paying that much attention to where the monkey was walking, that it did kill the fat boy, walk over the wreck, and basically stomp it into garbage. Got nothing doing on that front, but that's okay. Right, over the side, and those cruisers are still going ham. We have still got the 9 of them in there, and there we go. A battleship has just rocked off the ground, but there's a monkey lord right here, going to kill off the HQ. And if that battleship stays there as well, it's going to be next on the list. Which the factory is down. The monkey is shooting at the battleship. Question is, can it kill it in time? Does it need to get out of the way of... Yep, there's some triad fire over there. The cruisers are having to go at it well. If it can move itself underwater, it can start using its torpedoes to kill all this off. And that'll be nothing they can do about it unless they spam it up. Over the left hand side, monkey here is now facing off against a bunch of Harbingers. Moving away is probably the right idea. Try and keep them away as long as possible. Kill them off at range. There we go, plenty of time there. There's 5 rank veterancy on that monkey. 78 kills, 70 mass destroyed. It only costs about 20 odd to make, so it has the most mass efficient with its murdering. Good monkey. Alright, over this direction, monkey in the middle pushing up towards these here. What happened to the monkey underwater? Oh, there it is. It is finally going to take care of those cruisers the only way it knows how, which is by torpedoes. That's going to take a while though. I was pop out of the water and just obliterate with the laser. And Battleship doing as Battleship does, killing things at distance. Now there was an experimental completed by Ionic. There we go, Fat Boy in the middle by his support commanders there. That's going to start trundling along. That'll be very handy. Monkey does pop out of the water, kills off a few cruisers. It's going to duck back in the water, I presume, or maybe clean up the shop. In fact, the battleship is moving in completely the wrong direction. This is not good for its health. Gets spotted by this monkey, it's just going to turn and kill. Boom, zap, 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 double zap. Let's get the double zap on. Boom, just single zap with one monkey while the other one tries to get closer. And is it a dead battleship? It is a dead battleship. Kaboom. Kaboom and splashes. And underwater you go. Exactly where you're not supposed to be. Double monkey trouble in the middle. There's a fat boy coming out though, and the same g'day with some nice long range firepower. Going to do some extra damage though, focusing on the closest item first. The bricks maybe. Nope, firing on there. And in fact, this monkey is not looking very healthy at all. Has been caught out. Not sure what actually has been hitting it. Maybe it's all the tank missiles, maybe it's the anti-air, maybe it's the fat boy. Either way, that's one very, very damaged monkey, and it's going into the water in my panic, trying to get away from all of that, letting the regen do its thing. Fat boy is very close to some bricks here, and that's not where you want to have your fat boy. Point blank with some bricks? No, definitely not. First of all, coming over to try and help. This section here has all been destroyed by the monkey. Fat boy should survive this. There's a defending Percival. Gets the Percy under the shields to have it survive a little bit longer. And Percy's going to add that extra DPS it definitely needs for taking down Brickage. Okay, right hand side though. That has just been a point defense creep from Ionic. Using those support commanders to just move forward with Ravagers and Shields, supplementing all of that with T1 mobile arty spam. And this is the problem he's facing here. This has all been turned to scrap. I see that there was another experimental made by, yes indeed, Shiny Shooter has a second Fat Boy. So we've got two Fat Boys on the field now. Those monkeys, there's three of them on the right hand side, and they are sweeping this direction. They could catch the Fat Boy out, or at least this one could kill off the Pigeon at least. Get some extra damage going on there. There are a pair of SACUs, but they're pinging onto the Ravagers. Ravagers are going to do a huge amount of damage. Look, the health just shred of that monkey. While he's over, the monkey's dead. 3 monkeys just gone. Just like that, for no real gain. And this Fat Boy is still very much alive. These Ravagers still very much go. More Ravagers up here, T2PD, and another Fat Boy on the way. Not looking so good. And Ionic was there with his comm not so long ago. Looks like he's just recently evacuated. Probably just as well. Reasonable timing then if he knew the monkeys were coming absolutely to get out of there. There is another monkey over the side, and the question is, can they see it? They have Omni? No, they do not. So this monkey can get nice and close. They could rock right on up this way and start murdering things before it even gets spotted. No radar means stealth is good. Sorry, no Omni means stealth is good. Right, this direction. And it has been... Oh, Hotbird's been trying to rebuild. He does have himself a chicken, and all this is now going to get slammed from distance. Fat Boys just sit at range and kill, kill, kill. Move away or move towards, make your mind up. Just choose one and stick with it. Right, here we go. Monkey is about to say hello to everything here. That nice big Zorchi laser is going to do its business on these SACUs. I would imagine they'd be the first targets. They'd be ideal things to kill. There we go, shield is going to go down, and support command is going to have a bad time now. Here we go, they are going to die a horrible death. Monkey and Bricks coming in. Monkey's going to tank all the damage while the Bricks are pushing on up, and this is a decent counter here. Yeah, there's bunches of Ravagers, but there's not that many, and the more they die, the more ranks of veterancy the Monkey gets, the longer it lives. But in come the gunships. These are T2 gunships. They are the L ones. They do a decent bit of damage, and there's nothing to slow them down. There's no anti-air on the ground here from these units. So they're just going to gradually kill this monkey slowly. Well, they're going to kill it slowly, but the Ravagers are going to kill it fast. That's what's going to happen. Monkey needs to move on up and start doing some extra damage there, killing off what it can. Some getting a rank of veterans would be very helpful. It's right on the cusp of getting one. Needs to focus down on the right thing. Some inties come in from the claw. Want to try and keep the monkey alive. Monkey needs to, does just get a rank of veterancy. That's going to help it stay alive that a little bit longer. And now the gunships are down. T1 bombers come swarming in, but there's a Fat Boy over here as well. Monkey goes down. Fat Boy joins in the fray, and that is all she wrote from that side of things. Sniper bots in the middle, and a lot of sniper bots. That is very difficult to stop. You're going to want a Fat Boy or a bunch of T2RD already in place, but those sniper bots are a pain in the buttocks to deal with. Twin Fat Boys up here, the shields were down, but that looks power related because they're recharging very, very quickly. So power issues for Mr. Shiny Shooter. Although it seems like he's resolved it because they're staying on. He's building another Fat Boy in a Novax. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. Okay, what we've got going on down here, and it is Brickage. Bricks are pushing on up, and Bricks spell disaster. Or sniper bots if they can get in range, and here comes the charge. Oh, I think that is so many snipers. How many snipers is that? That is just ridiculous. 15 sniper bots. Each one has a single shot damage of, what is it, 950? 950, so a salvo from these guys is doing about 14 14,000 damage? Yeah, not much survives that. You need air to take out that kind of... Alright, Crab is on the way. Actually, Crab will do alright. If it can be finished, there is pressure coming on in. T1 bombs it overhead, killing off the build power. Not what he needs to happen. All that build power is kind of necessary to help him to finish the Crab, which is going up. Well, it's going up slower now. And the sniper bots are coming to say good day. Sniper bots coming. Fat Boy's coming. I don't like the survivability of this Crab. 92% build according to this, but that is health wise, so it's actually closer to being completed than we think. That orange bar gets full, it will be done, and it is very nearly almost done. But sniper bots have come in range, and they're now starting to have a go at it. Fat Boys come in range as well. There's going to be extra damage coming in from there. Crab is up though, so it's, yeah, no, it's still pretty healthy. And it needs to get a direct move on right away, not sit still and the Fat Boy problems get going. Left hand side, I can hear the chicken, and it has intercepted the two Fat Boys that were there from Shiny Shooter. That is not great for the Fat Boys. They are going to be turned into dust. And that is one very well utilized chicken, but lots of damage to the base belonging to Hotbird, and he needs to get some more build power out. Unpause that, get some more power, and just get some more build power. He's got a bunch of mess on his doorstep. He's got a monkey support coming in from Scourge on this side. Monkey's going to go off that support commander nice and easy. That's going to be able to follow up, turn off the Percivals, and it can keep pushing up this way and threaten the Fat Boy. Also threaten the support commander there. So Monkey and a ton of bricks. That is a lot of bricks. That's a dangerous amount of bricks. Not much is going to be able to survive those, especially when you have a monkey in front carving a path through opponents like that. What has he got left on the ground to try and stop them? Well, the answer is not very much. And I hear the chicken coming up from Hotbird as well, so that's a very strong push on the left hand side. And look at them go. Monkey is just about in range here, almost in range of the Fat Boy. It's going to die though. I don't think it's going to get too much more done. It is still killing off what it can when it can. Doesn't want to turn around, wants to keep pushing forwards. Down it goes, and the Fat Boy's now carrying on with the push. Another experiment done by Ionic. He still has this Fat Boy up the front. What's happened to the Crab? Well, here it is. It has made its push and is scaring away some engineers. Well done you. There's another Fat Boy here for Ionic. There's... what else has he got? That's a donut from Surfer. Surfer says we have air control, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay, I'm making a donut. And that is all she wrote for that front. Over the side we see the bricks, and they have caught up to basically everything. There's a Fat Boy, there's power, and if they see the Fat Boy, there we go. We're going to watch that. The shield's just going to disappear under that, and actually the Shiny Shooter is standing there with his comm. If those bricks move up and focused him, he would be in for a bad time. There are enough bricks to shed his health very quickly, and I don't know what the play is there. Perhaps it is. There we go, the focus command is given, and watch the health. As soon as that shield goes, the Shiny Shooter is going to have a terrible time. Health is dropping right off here, down to yellow very quickly, half health. Are there enough bricks? Is he going to get out of it? Gets under shielding literally from the Quantum Gateway, gets in the way of the shots, and running out of bricks unfortunately, but the gateway is down. And that gateway is exactly what kept the Shiny Shooter alive. He has managed to escape the bricks, and now they're going to be finished off by the Ravagers, by the Fat Boy, and pretty much everything else. They almost made it in. But here we go, here comes the chicken. And this is devastation to the base of Shiny Shooter on the left hand side, but even as this is happening, over on the right hand side, the Yellow Swarm, which is just all engineers, the double Fat Boy play from Ionic has taken down the Crab, and there's not much left on the ground to try and stop it. We have a satellite overhead as well, so Ionic is being extra irritating with that, and the problems are abound. The chicken goes down here well short of its intended target. This lightning storm is going to kill off the Ravagers, but that is all she wrote there. What is left on the ground to take them out? Nothing. T1 spam coming over, engineers grabbing the mass from there, trying to build something else. Well, there is another chicken that has been completed. It's walking its way forward. But what can it do in the face of all of this? Many sniper bots. Fat Boy back here. No base getting built. Also, SMDs up even. Who's going to nuke? Nobody. But it is the Fat Boy spam coming down from Ionic. Two Fat Boys plus supporting units. Got some Harbingers, got some sniper bots. And they are just going to be able to obliterate all of this in a moment. They'll just shuffle on forward a tad and it will be done. Fat boys do as fat boys do. Sit still and kill things at range. Trying it now. Over there, a couple of bricks. Couple of bricks coming on in. And yeah, there we go. This is not great. Killing. Oh no, they had a nuke launcher. They didn't put a shield on it, and the satellite has just killed that off for no problems whatsoever. Where are your shields, Silent Scourge? 1, 2 shields just to stop that from happening, but it is too late now. The nuke is gone, it is dead, and Ionic is just starting to throw those out like nobody's business. More and more experimentals getting built from him. How many fat boys has he got now? Another one there, another Novax there. So he's got 2 Novax, he's got 3 fat boys, he's got an army in front of him, and this here is a Tsar. The Tsar is coming on over, and that is going to be the end of this chicken. Nothing it can do about that. The Air Force from Scourge trying to do what it can, but there's just too few of those. And that is going to be the end of that chicken. Literally nothing it can do about that. Absolutely nothing. Not enough air to take it down. In fact, it decides to ignore the chicken and is going to go for the main base. Why not? Nothing to slow it down. Kill off all the eco. And it'll be job done no matter what happens from here on out. This chicken is doing chickeny things, not shooting though. There we go. Couple of shots, killing off a few of those. Core throws out the GG, and not too surprising, his base is in tatters. There is nothing left. The fat boys moved in. T1 bombers coming in for the meme. Plenty of harbingers and anti-air sniper bots in front of those, and it's going to kill off all of that. GG's being thrown out all over the place, and really it is. Scourge has been killed by the donuts. We see Hotbird Noob is underwater. He control K's out of the game, which then just leaves the Claw, who is... Ooh, I'm going to go for a telemaze. Final FU, but that is going to take far too long to complete. I don't think he's got the eco to do it. 3 minutes. Presuming none of this gets destroyed, but it is going to get destroyed. It's lost the power, there's gone. There's one engineer, SACU, there's some power up here but nothing built. No. It'll take him too long to complete that. Too long indeed. In the meantime, the whole place is just riddled with units from Team 1. So it's just a question of how long until they find him. How long until there are scouts overhead? Well, there we go. What's... Should be sonar signature. What's actually seeing that? I am confused. But there we go. There's Control K from Claw. And he bows out of the game. Final player down. He knew he wasn't going to get that tally done. Even if he did, what could he do with it? It's full share. And a desync. We'll ignore that.